Hey guys, in today's video I want to talk about Decidueye and why he is the worst laner in the game and why this character just doesn't work well in solo queue. So in this game I want to try some new Shackle. Shackle got buffed a while ago and now has charges. And yeah, you can see how this game goes. It actually did go quite well, but just go over laning phase a bit, talk about Decidueye. For health items, we run Body Barrier just because, Body Barrier and ultimates is still, or like in teamfights, is still very important. Scope Lens and Muscle Band just for damage. So early game laning phase is just so rough, you just have no damage. Like his passive takes way too long to stack, where he actually does damage with his auto attacks. Leave it. Already have to blink here, even though I feel like I wasn't even far away. Over to blink. If you play against lane like this, Mamoswine, Lucario, you're just gonna get absolutely bullied. So it's the same with like Cindereye's Greninja, pretty similar. The problem is that Cindereye's Greninja at least have mobility. This character, if he gets ganked, he just dies. He can't counter damage anything. He has barely any CC. I mean, Astonish is like, it's more slow. But yeah, he just doesn't do anything. He doesn't do damage. He has okay lasting. I leave it just not an okay last hit. It should not really get last hits depending on who you lane against. Decidueye is just another character, just like Cindereye's Greninja, who only works if your opponent lanes are also bad. But as soon as the enemies have a good laner, you're just doomed. You're gonna be behind in level the entire game. You're gonna have a hard time farming. So we're just trying to get some last hits here, try to get the big Bs. I think actually, no, I didn't get it. And yeah, our lane partner dies. We do get a counter kill on Lucario. And I think one of his biggest issues as well, like Decidueye works if enemies are far away, you deal more damage. But it's just so easy for your opponents to get onto you, right? It's so easy. They just walk up and, suddenly you just don't really do damage melee up in front anymore. Get on level 5 here. Also, his abilities just take a bit too long, right? Just take a bit too long. So that's why these characters don't work in lane. I think jungle Decidueye can be fine, but even in solo queue, jungle Decidueye is just very, very hard to play. This character needs teammates that peel around you or CC your opponents so you don't get jumped, right? Or you need some kind of support like an Eldegoss, a Blissey, who can provide you with shields and sustainability and, just protection against dive. When you play against like Talonflames or Zauras or, something, anything that jumps you, even Cindereye's now with Blaze Kick, just absolutely assassinate Decidueye. It's very, very rough. Honestly, laning phase didn't go that badly in this game though, but that's because our jungler getting top lane, which means we got more Bs and did get a kill as well. And now it's just like, I just don't have any abilities until so long into the game. One power punch and I'm half HP. And yeah, I mean, I shouldn't even do anything here. I just have to be safe and just try to get our last hits that we can. Trying to help our Serena a bit here. Again, just staying max range and just trying to do damage, but like it just doesn't really turn into anything. Yeah, we need level 7 for first ability, level 8 for the second ability. So it just does quite take a while. His level 7 is obviously not terribly bad, but yeah. In this game, again, I will play Spirit Shackle. It got buffed. It's actually quite decent now, I would say. It's still not great, but much better buff now. You can have some charges that have, 2-second cooldown of each other. Of using it, we actually get a kill here, and we get the big beast. This was quite huge for me. I actually got a lot of XP from here. Sadly, Lucario barely lives. But yeah, now we have our Spirit Shackle active. So also, as soon as you lane with someone that is also bad at laning, like let's say a Serena, the game becomes even harder. Like you need someone that's actually decent at laning to have a chance. Also these characters, Decidueye, Greninja, and Cindereye's, there's characters that work well with the level lead, but not well when they're the same level as your opponent, right? So on those characters, you want to have a 2-3 level lead of your opponents. That's why they're so great in jungle. If they have this, they're doing crazy damage, and they just scale super well with any additional level they get. So that's why these characters mostly just only work in the jungle. And now we just stay in auto attack range, throw out our Spirit Shackles. It actually has quite nice damage now as well. It has been buffed like twice, but yeah. I think it was also bugged in the last few patches where, I don't know if it's still bugged, that the max damage just didn't do max damage, it just did the minimum damage. Okay, so now Spirit Shackle, you can, charge up. There's this line you have for max damage, similar to Power Punch. So if you charge it up a bit longer, it gets much more damage, which you obviously want to have. And yeah, we actually get a nice kill here. Rotom goes in. I'm actually just gonna score here because I need some experience. And honestly, this game is going quite well, surprisingly, for us. We actually already level 9. And I just see their jungle up now, so I'm just gonna take some of their jungle. Obviously quite risky. I have no mobility, so if someone of the enemy team is here, it's kinda risky. We also play Shadow Sneak in this build. I think with Shackle you want Shadow Sneak just to be able to hit your Shackles easier, right? And you want to stay further range. I think if you play Razor Leaf now, which also got buffed and is also quite strong, I think Razor Leaf is the better ability. most of the time. You can try using Leaf Storm now. Leaf Storm is actually quite decent now to peel for yourself as well. It's just every time I played, I missed like the utility of Shadow Sneak. I just wish Shadow Sneak had a bit lower cooldown. Also be quite nice. And then also one of the worst things I think about the Decidueye is compared to like Greninja and Cinderace is just his ultimate. Like his Unite move is so much worse. It's not terribly either. Like it's good at zoning stuff, but it just doesn't really do much. It's very hard to like get value out of your Buddy Berry as well. It doesn't, if someone is on you, like if Cinderace and Greninja, right? If you get Dove, you can use those two ultimates very well to peel for yourself, proc Buddy Berry easily. But this character just doesn't do much. You actually just get jumped by Sylveon trying to run away. So if you get jumped on and your melee, your ultimate doesn't do damage. Like it just barely does anything. And they can just circle around you and you can't really catch up with them. So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that's holding him back as like a ranged carry. It's just this Unite move compared to Cinderace and Greninja. Those two are just so much better and so much easier to get value out of than the Decidueye. But if you play with the team and quite well and can set up some poke with this ultimate, it can be quite good. But yeah, it needs like more of a team. Like this character just needs a team to be played around. Very, very hard to play alone, as I already said multiple times, I think. And yeah, I just see so much Decidueye being played, and I just don't even know. I think XP could also be fine on him if you play Razor Leaf. So if you play Leaf Storm, Razor Leaf, I think you can consider going X-Speed, potentially, because then you can actually still have some utility for yourself, some move speed that you don't have from Shadow Sneak. So it could be quite fine. But yeah, besides that, I just don't know what this character is supposed to do. I mean, it just doesn't feel great. I mean, I don't think I think Spirit Shackle is just a worse Solar Beam Venusaur. To get the last hit here, we actually do. Was waiting out some cooldowns of the enemy team before I did it. Now we just max range ultimate. Was actually, I think this was a bit too late of no. I don't think I had to ultimate here. This ultimate was pretty pointless. Because now I won't have it for Zapdos. Most likely I won't be able to farm it back up, so that was a big mistake. I thought maybe I have enough time, but yeah. Even that one kill doesn't really do much, right? You always have to think about how much does that kill do to you, and honestly, that kill really doesn't do anything. Kills often are very overrated, especially because death hammers are very low, jump heads up, so the enemies are very, very fast back in battle. So often it's actually good to just, trade your ultimate for dying in a lot of cases, or forcing your enemy to ult and just dying for it is actually a good scenario. Now we just farm, try to get level 14 for late game. As again, with the Decidueye, you also want to be the highest level possible. Just, scales very well with any stats he has. Trying to help our guy over here. Blissey actually ultimates here. This is one of the bad ultimates the Blissey did. Way too late. We try to snipe him, sadly miss. Honestly, I think Spirit Shackle, I had some trouble setting it. I think it's a bit too thin. I wish the skill shot would maybe a bit wider. But yeah. Again, still trying to find level 14. Also, again, I'm 60% of my ultimate, so I need to find some things. There's just nothing up on my side right now. Just trying to get some crabs. See the Mr. Mime out of position. Kind of force him to ultimate here. Like either he ultimates or he dies, so it's kind of win-win for us, right? Try to hit him. Whiffed it a tiny bit again. I think I just, whiffed it again. Hit another arrow on Blissey, and now we just stay at max range. Can't really do much. Maybe throw in a Shadow Sneak. Actually hit a 3-man Spirit Shackle. He had quite good damage. And now we just, again, stay max range, auto attack, and wait for a Spirit Shackle to come back up. The problem is when you're out of your Spirit Shackle charge, it actually has quite a long cooldown. Like now you see it, I won't have it for ages. And it doesn't feel that great, but yeah. We actually played this teamfight quite well. Hit a good amount of Spirit Shackles. Now we just have to kill the Mr. Mime. Like, he's the only one alive. We just have to kill him, and the Zapdos is 100% ours, so just chase him down. Me and Cinderace. Now we just hit Zapdos, and we actually win the game. And yeah, I mean, this game, our team comp was terrible looking. I wasn't very excited going into this game, having Cinderace, Greninja, and Decidueye in the same team. And the enemies having actually quite a decent comp. The problem is the enemies actually had no damage late game. And as long as they don't one-shot on any of us, which they could have with Lucario, of course, the game was looking quite well. So yeah, what do you guys think about Decidueye? Do you guys think he's something worth playing? Honestly, I kind of enjoy playing him, and I really like long-range snipe abilities. Like, when I saw Spirit Shackle, I was super excited to play it. And I was looking very forward to trying it, and I was like, felt so lackluster. Now it obviously feels much better. It already got a cooldown buff. Now it has these charges. But yeah, still doesn't feel... I feel like it's still missing something. Not sure what. Maybe just more damage. I think what I would like to see is it being faster charged up, right? Like, it just takes so long to charge it up. Through, like, the line. Compared to something like Power Punch, who doesn't really take much long, getting to max damage just takes a bit too long. And getting that extra effect of Spirit Shackle, where they could, like, take some extra damage as well. I think it just takes a bit too long. Besides that, yeah, I don't think, I mean, of course we won this game, and I just wanted to play some lane Decidueye, and of course you don't always get jungle, so that's my issue, right? Like, I want to play these characters, but they can only work in jungle, and there can only be one jungler in the game and 4 laners, so you always have to fight your own teammates to get this role that everyone wants, because obviously jungle is very broken, and being highest level in the game for pretty much the entire game can be quite nice, and it's just the most popular role, I would say. So people just want to play it, right? Which is fair. So I wish those characters would work in lane, but again, like this can work if your opponent lanes are out so bad, but loading into a game, you have no idea what to lane against, right? Like against this Lucario Armor Swine, we probably should have gotten punished more. We got lucky that our jungler ganked top lane and their jungler didn't gank top lane. If it was the other way around, if their jungler comes top and our jungler goes bot lane, this game would probably be doomed. We would get dove under our turret, we would lose every single APOM, and I would be level 6 going into the first objectives or something. So wouldn't probably even have Spirit Shackle. So we got a bit lucky here that our jungler actually ganked for us and the enemy jungler didn't. And yeah, so this has a lot of scenarios as well in the case, right? If you have a bad laner and then me jungler ganks you, you're just doomed. Well, anyways, guys, let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Have a good one. Bye.